This is my semester 2 vlog update. I'm sorry I've been MIA in terms of providing PA school updates as I did last semester, but I hope this video kind of gives you a glimpse of the past 3 months of semester 2 of first year in PA school. So just a couple of updates to get started. My Instagram handle has changed from Arthi_kin to PA to Arthi.pa. Thank you to everyone who voted on the Insta story. I was super indecisive, and the change was necessary for the sake of simplicity and kind of focusing on the PA aspect of things moving forward. In terms of these vlogs, they will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, which is still Arthi_kin to PA. Hopefully I'll be able to change that in the future if YouTube allows me to. And I'm also working on a website which is taking longer than expected, but that will be focusing on the written components, so blogs. And there'll also be a cute SIPS page on my website, which is Stories in PA School, which captures little snippets or quotes, which are little glimpses of memories in PA school. So that'll be nice for my classmates as well as pre-PAs to kind of look into. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the updates I have. So I guess we can dive into the academic aspects of things. So this semester has been brutally dense. So we've had 2 Patho, 2 Pharm, 1 DTP, and 1 CS2 exams in the past few weeks, or past 3 months, I guess now. And it's been super busy, but now we have about 2 or 3 weeks off. By off, I mean no evaluations. And then building up to 4 back-to-back final exams. And then we kind of wrap up semester 2 and then dive into our 3rd and final semester of didactic year in PA school before we start rotations in September, October. So kind of diving into the academic aspect of things. Starting off with Pharm, we started off kind of focusing on rational prescribing framework and a general overview of medications. It kind of got more dense with the hypertension and ACS and heart failure modules, where we also got the opportunity to work up cases in little groups. And that was test 2, and then test 3, we're currently working on bugs and drugs, so infections and antibiotics and different medications like that. So it has been a good overview of Pharm and a clinical approach to it, but also kind of taught by a pharmacist. So getting the different evidence-based I guess, approach to using specific medications. So it's been a different way of learning in that sense, but also answering learning objectives to kind of collect the material that you will be studying for examinations, also different from last semester. Because last semester we were just provided with lecture material, and then we kind of just understood that. But this semester it's been more, here's the resource, here are your learning objectives, answer them, and then kind of be able to apply it to a test and even clinical cases. So a bit more challenging and a bit different from semester 1, but also super applicable and super helpful as a, I guess, kind of bridging you into the clinical aspect of things, which will be useful in second year. Patho has been very dense in terms of content. We have been kind of focusing on a variety of topics, but we have meetings for each module where we kind of focus on the big picture and the clinical aspect of things and have quizzes. Pharm also has quizzes, but Patho also has quizzes once in a while. So that kind of keeps you on top of things. And Patho, I've been kind of more focused on the group work aspect of things so that we split up the load and we're able to kind of tackle everything, and then making sure you understand. So teamwork has been a very, I guess, core component of the semester, especially because it's dense. DTP, we have weekly meetings, and it's more like getting your readings done before class, and then he provides you with a general overview, and then the prof then provides you with multiple choice questions and clinical cases where you're able to apply your knowledge as a class. So again, a different approach, focusing on the clinical aspect of things, and again, challenging compared to last semester. EPBL has changed this semester, so it's a bit more engaging discussions. Instead of just presenting differential diagnoses and your learning objective, you're able to kind of come up with discussion topics, and your facilitator is able to answer these questions that you have. And this way you're actually able to better understand the condition at hand and this semester we've actually had diabetes, hypertension, a lot of conditions that you actually see quite often in the clinical setting. So it's been super helpful in that sense. And finally, LCEs, a bit more focused on specialties. So if you guys have been following on Instagram, you've noticed that instead of just family medicine or ER, I've been kind of been able to look into specialties, so general surgery, orthopedic surgery. So that's been very interesting. But in terms of final assignments, we have to do SOAP notes. Last semester, we had to come up with 5 differential diagnoses. This semester, we have to come up with 10 differential diagnoses. So it's a bit more challenging when it's a specialty because it is a bit more focused. But again, another beneficial skill to kind of work on before going into clinical rotations, because you're able to step back and look at the big pictures. So that's good. And another good aspect of the semester is that they've arranged the modules such that there's crossovers between the different courses. So when we did DTP with the heme component initially, we kind of had a good background in terms of investigations and the background knowledge, and then we're able to apply that to pathology as well as even pharmacology when we're learning about antiplatelets and stuff like that. So it's good to have that crossover and to be able to kind of cover similar concepts in different, background or different, taking different approaches. So a pathological approach, a pharmacological approach, as well as a diagnostic kind of approach. So that's been really helpful. Aside from academics, I made a promise to myself to have a better school life balance, and I'm going to be quite honest, or I guess part of sharing my journey is to be transparent with you guys, and it has been brutally difficult just because it's a lot of content and you get stressed and you think that going to the gym for an hour or taking that hour or two off to meet your friend is going to take away from that study time. But with time, I kind of have been able to kind of drop what I'm doing, as long as it's not a quiz or something, and going out and seeing a friend or squeezing in a workout, because it is important to take care of yourself, especially when it's such a busy semester like semester 2 in PA school. So it's been better, but I am going to be honest in that it has been difficult. And this semester has been entirely online, so that also makes it a bit more difficult, because it's always nice to talk to classmates because they know what you're going through, and it's more meaningful when it's in person. And unfortunately, not everyone is geographically close. So that's another challenge that semester 2 kind of brings to the table, just because it's almost like 4 months on your own with online learning. But social media has kind of helped with that, so I'm grateful for that. In terms of other, exciting things I've been doing, is I went from being uncomfortable to doing vlogs to doing an hour-long interview with Anne, and that was super nerve-wracking. But I hope you guys find that content helpful as pre-PAs, or even to get a glimpse into what it's like being a first-year PA student at U of T. So I hope that is helpful. And I think that's all I have in terms of updates. So I have about 2-ish weeks off before I keep saying off, but that's me being in denial. But I have to kind of catch up on work, and it's one of those, it's going to be one of those times where I have to study ahead without that last minute pressure, because we have 4 back-to-back exams. So it's important that I kind of space that out and kind of study ahead so that I'm not stressing last minute. So wish me luck, and I hope this update was helpful, and